Hey, welcome. It's Desiree Stafford. Super excited to have you here for this awesome training because you're going to learn how to attract a steady flow of coaching clients and make your first or next six figures without burnout. Cool? All right. So here's the deal. My promise to you is that you're going to learn exactly how to predictably attract clients and increase your income without having to need a big list. You're not going to need a big team. You're not going to be living on social media. You're not going to be blogging your brains out. You don't have to network. If you're an introvert like me, you do not have to network. You don't have to do any of the things that you don't want to do. Okay. So I hope you're as excited about what I'm going to teach you as I am excited to share this with you. All right. So I do need your undivided attention. Okay. There's a lot of really valuable information that you're going to gain here today. All right. So, and it cost me a lot of trial and error to get there and a lot of money. So I'm giving it to you for free. I'm happy to give it to you for free, but I do need your undivided attention so that you can absorb it. All right. And this is the way you're going to be able to take what you learned here today and apply it to your own business. So I'm going to ask you to turn off your cell phones, turn off Facebook. I know, but we won't be together too long. So you can turn Facebook off for just a little bit, close the door in your office if you need to, because if you are a coach, if you're a consultant, if you're a healer or a transformational expert, and you are serious about consistently attracting clients who gladly invest $3,000 to $10,000 to work with you up front, then the next 60 minutes is going to change your life. Literally, it's going to change the way you do business. So I am going to ask you to stay until the end because I'm going to teach you a lot of amazing stuff, okay? And towards the end, I'm going to share with you the critical first step that led to me tripling my income in 30 days. And I know you're going to want to hear it. All right. If you haven't already guessed by now, I'm pretty passionate. And I talk really fast when I get excited about certain things. So I'm going to ask you to do your best to keep up with me. Okay. And let's just get into the training. Cool. All right. So you need to know that results are not typical. We're going to be talking about a lot of money here today. But I need you to understand that results are not typical because the average person who attends a training like this, doesn't do anything, so they don't get results. Okay. However, like I said, I am happy to share with you for free exactly what's working for my clients and me right now, okay? Now, this is not for you if you're into like get rich quick type of stuff. If you're, also into like work at home biz opportunities, or you're an MLM person or a daydreamer, not gonna be the right fit for you. You might as well hop off right now. However, this is for you if you're a coach, if you're a consultant, a healer, or a professional service provider who offers real value, and you want to attract clients who say yes on the spot without burning yourself out. Cool? All right. So here's what we're going to cover today. You're going to learn how to build a business that gives you the fun, freedom, and fulfillment that you crave and adds multiple 5 figures to your bank account month after month. All right. You're also going to learn where to find clients who gladly invest $3,000 to $10,000 to hire you within 72 hours, even if they've never heard your name before, by the way, okay? And this is without you having to live on social media. You're not going to have to blog. You're not going to have to network, remember? All right. You're also going to learn my unique process that annihilates "I can't afford it" or any other excuse before prospects even get on the phone with you, okay? And last but not least, you're going to learn the little known secret that allows my clients to achieve sustainable success, okay? Sustainable success. So none of that up and down, feast or famine stuff that most people experience. My clients are experiencing sustainable success. So they're able to get the same results over and over and over again. So this is really gonna be for you if you're someone who has, tried every single mindset course, you've even tried getting into the vortex, okay? But you're still frustrated with feast or famine, okay? So who am I and why should you give a shit about anything that I have to say, right? Because you've probably been on trainings before. You've probably heard from other experts. So why should you care about what I have to share? Why am I any different? Well, I can tell you that I am both a mindset coach and a business mentor to overachieving and high achieving women, okay? That's what I do, all right? Now, I also happen to be someone who graduated from shiny object syndrome. So I am one of those folks who, purchased every single product out on the marketplace. Okay. And I finally got myself out of that. And I now have what I like to call a master's degree in yes on the spot clients. So I help my clients learn how to attract people who say yes on the spot. Okay. I'm also an Amazon best-selling author of a book called Clarity Confidence Clients. I have been featured on ABC, NBC, CBS, and Yahoo Finance. And my team is really small. It's me, it's Lily, who you hear in the background chewing on her bone. She's my adorable little mini pin, my laptop, and a very part-time virtual assistant. Now, it's important that I stress to you that my team is really small because I run a simple business. Not everyone teaches you how to run a simple business, but that's what I like. I am not interested in having a lot of moving parts and having a massive team. And I want you to understand that you can have a very, very profitable business, low stress, because you're not dealing with employees running after people, and still do really well for yourself. So I have had, as you can see, some really amazing success. Okay. But I will tell you that it wasn't that long ago that I, had tears literally streaming down my face. I could still remember how that felt because I was staring at my overdrawn bank account in disbelief that the money was like gone all over again. Okay. This was not the first time where I was in a situation where I had no money. Okay. I'd gone broke so many times. And at this point, my bank was threatening foreclosure. I had 28 days to come up with the money or else they were going to put my home up for foreclosure. And I had no idea where I was going to get that money from. My credit cards were maxed out because I was buying every single course out there. I was going to every single workshop. I was even investing in Facebook ads, and it just wasn't working for me. All right. Now, my clients were getting great results, but I didn't even have like a way for them to reinvest. I didn't have a way for them to continue to work with me. And so I was always hunting for new business, always hunting for the next client, the next sale. And I was really working my tail off. And I didn't have a system that was doing any work for me. So I didn't have a consistent way of generating leads. And most of the people that I attracted were unfortunately broke like I was. All right. And it was frustrating to be in this situation. It was really frustrating because I knew how smart I was. I had other successful businesses before I became an online coach. And I didn't understand why it just wasn't working, And I had a few big money months. So it's not like it didn't work at all. I had high income months, but then I'd make a lot of money at one shot and then I wouldn't have any more sales again for the next couple of weeks. Sometimes it went on for months at a time. Okay. And so there I was, broke again, this up and down pattern with money, and it was driving me nuts. And I literally felt there were many times when I would go on Facebook and feel like my head was going to explode if I saw one more person who started either at the same time as me or after me talking about their 20K, their 30K, their 50K months. And I knew I should have been doing better. And it wasn't because I wasn't trying. It wasn't because I wasn't putting in the effort. And I was embarrassed. I was mortified, and frustrated that I couldn't figure out how to repeat what I had already been able to do. And, at this point, not having the money in the account, not knowing where it was going to come from, and understanding that I was in like dire straits, like I am at rock bottom. I thought about going back to work. I thought about going and getting a real job, like everybody, kind of suggested to me. My friends and my family, they were like, when are you going to get a real job? And so I did think about that, but I knew that going back to work for someone else was going to kill me, like it was going to crush my soul. And I also knew that bringing in a salary of 50 to 100K was not going to dig me out of debt fast enough. It just wasn't going to work. And so what I ended up doing, I made a critical decision, okay? And that decision led me to bringing in over $30,000 in 30 days. I was able to pay off my back mortgage payments to save my home from foreclosure. My business today now generates $50,000 months with ease. My clients are even getting the same kind of results that I'm getting, okay? So I'm going to share with you today, this is why I'm so glad that you're here, because I'm going to share with you today what's working for us, okay? So that you can get similar results in your business. And before we complete, I promise, before we complete, I'm going to reveal to you the critical decision that I made that allowed me to get these kind of results. because it's really important to me for someone who's struggled like I struggled, knowing that I was smart, knowing that I was gifted, knowing that I was talented, knowing I could get people amazing results, and I was still struggling. It's really important to me. I'm really passionate about helping other women get themselves out of that situation and get amazing results that you deserve, okay? So I really want you to pay attention to everything you hear in this training. I want you to soak it all in because I want you to be able to apply it in your business. Cool? All right. So before we get into exactly what I did, I want you to just imagine for a second, what would your life be like when you have the skills to make more money with less effort? What would it be like when you have the peace of mind from knowing that you can attract dream to work with clients whenever you want them? Okay. What about when your business finally gives you the freedom, fun, and fulfillment that you've been craving? And when you have the unstoppable confidence to reach your full potential? How awesome would that be? All right. So let's get into the training. All right. So how do you build a business that gives you the fun, freedom, and fulfillment that you crave, and it adds multiple 5 figures to your bank account month after month? All right. How do you do that? Well, first, let me just check in and see if you can relate to this. I want you to imagine it's that time of the month again, and you're feeling stressed because you have no idea where your next sale is going to come from. You're exhausted from working countless nights and weekends. You're hunting for clients, and your business is secretly starting to feel like a job. The guilt of missing out on quality time with your family and friends is killing you. And so you're probably thinking to yourself, well, what is it going to take for you to make more and actually get your life back? Okay. This is the question that so many people have when they come to work with me. And let me just let you in on something, okay? Most people, what they assume they need to do at this point is they need to attract more leads. They need more clients. They need more leads to make more money. But that's not the question. That's not where you need to start. Where you need to actually start, if you're in this situation, because you're not, your business is not allowing you the freedom that you desire, what you need to start is by having a business model that gives you the freedom that you're looking for. Because if your business model sucks and you just bring on more clients and bring on more leads into that, you're going to be even more frustrated, right? So the first thing I recommend is that you develop or design a pleasure measured business model. This is when your business is set up to serve you and keep your clients happy. Okay. So this means that it's giving you the time and financial freedom that you've been craving without sacrificing your clients' results. Okay. Now there are some critical elements to this. You want a business model that is sustainable. Okay. So one that, can go on and on and on and on. You also want one that is scalable, which is going to allow you to bring in as many clients as you want so you can make as much money as you want without burning you out. You also want a model that is aligned with your lifestyle so that you can actually have a life. You can have an amazing business, but you can also have a life, right? This is where you start, okay? Because when you start here, then you can create programs that allow you to serve your clients really well, but also take care of yourself and have the time to spend with your family and your friends in the way that you desire, okay? So one of the keys to this, making this model work, is having irresistible programs that you can easily sell for $3,000 to $10,000. Okay, that's the sweet spot in this marketplace when we're talking about attracting high-end clients. $3,000 to $10,000. Okay, so I know you might be thinking, well, if you're charging $100 an hour, how the hell am I going to attract clients who are going to be willing to invest at this level? Or maybe you've tried to sell your programs at this level before and it hasn't really worked out. So let me just talk to you about where the confidence actually comes from to sell at these price points. And then also I'm going to share with you some examples that my clients are using, okay? So the confidence to sell at these price points is really coming from, number one, knowing the value of what it is that you're putting out there and understanding that whatever price tag you put on your programs is less than the value that the real world value, like it's less than what your clients gain from going through the program. That's how I price everything. Okay. So meaning that if you're offering something at $3,000, if that's the price of your program, you know that it's worth at least $6,000, at least. Okay. That's how you want to look at this when you're pricing anything, because that's where your confidence is going to come from. Because you're going to be like, wait a minute, this is a real bargain here. Okay. Now, some examples of the types of irresistible programs that my clients create are VIP days. So that's like a intensive day that you spend with your client. You could do a half day or a full day VIP where you're really drilling down, going narrow and deep on one specific issue that your clients have. So that's a really powerful way to deliver your service. And people are going to be willing to pay a higher dollar amount because they're getting all of the support upfront at one time. So it's faster results, okay? You can also offer 90-day private coaching or mentor programs. Okay, so this is one-on-one working with someone for 90 days. You can also offer a group workshop, so an 8 to 12 week group workshop, all right? These are the kind of things that my clients are using in their business, and these are the kind of programs that I also offer in my business that allows us to charge at these price points and get them with ease. Okay, now let's talk about why this works so well. Okay, it works really, really well because number one, you get to leverage your gifts, skills, and talents into a unique offer that solves a burning problem for your client. Okay, here's the deal: clients will pay more to work with someone who is a specialist. Okay, so that's why you want to leverage your gifts, skills, and talents into a unique offer. Okay, this is what's going to make you, stand out as someone who really knows your stuff versus a Jill of all trades. This is really powerful. Okay, so you want to be able to specialize in something. This is what helps you command those higher fees that we just talked about. Another reason it works so well is that high-paying clients are literally a dream to work with. Okay, these are folks who are committed because the fee really helps to hold them accountable. Okay, they've got a lot of skin in the game, so they're going to do the work to get the results. You don't have to drag them through the program. They're on it. You know what I mean? They're doing the work constantly, consistently, and they're getting the results. So it's very fulfilling for your clients. It's rewarding for your clients because they actually get the results that they're after. It's also very rewarding for you to watch your clients flourish in that way. It also works really well because you get to finally stop trading time for money, right? Because your clients are investing in results. They're not investing in the hours that you put in. So if right now you find yourself teaching the same stuff over and over again, if you can leverage that into, 8 to 12 week program, if you can leverage that into, a core program that you create or a signature system that you create that you deliver to your client over 90 days, then you don't have to keep teaching that same stuff over and over and over again, right? That's the brilliance of this. You don't have to keep teaching it over and over and over again because the client just wants the result. You don't have to continuously put in more and more time with them, okay? When I started doing this, I really cut my time in half because I didn't have to keep recreating the wheel for every client that came on, okay? It also works really well because you get to make more money with fewer sales and no additional marketing because you're using upsells. So I recommend for my clients to have at least 2 of these offers in their business, 2 irresistible offers. So you have one core program that you invite people in, and then you have an upsell, okay? So this is brilliant. Remember what I said to you before when, I was struggling in my business, I didn't have a way for people to reinvest. They were getting great results, but I didn't have like a next step for them. So I teach my clients how to create that next step. So the clients come in through your main program, they get awesome results, they get the transformation that they signed up for, and then they're happy to reinvest with you. So you don't have to market to get new business, right? You have a client who's going to reinvest with you and create additional income without having to spend any more dollars marketing. Okay, because it's the most expensive type of client acquisition is getting the client the first time. Okay, it's getting them the first time. Once they come in, they experience you, they're happy clients, and they reinvest. Doesn't cost you an extra dime. Okay, but it significantly boosts your bottom line. So this is one of my clients who worked with me and got amazing results in a very short amount of time. She signed up, you can see here, she signed up 2 clients within 30 days, actually within less than 30 days, and her fees were 5 figures. Her second client paid in full, So she achieved her goal. What she doesn't say here is that she actually generated $10,000 in cash in less than 30 days. Okay. Now, this particular client went from zero. She had nothing going on in her business, no money coming in, no list, no clients, to $10,000 cash in less than 30 days. Okay. And she didn't even have the full investment when she worked with me. She only had the initial deposit. So just goes to show you what's possible, no matter where you're starting from. All right. No matter where you're starting from, these are the kind of results that are possible for you. Okay. So now I want you to really imagine for a second what it would be like working less than 25 hours per week and making 10K, 30K, or 50K per month consistently. What would that be like for you? What would that mean to you? What would it mean to your family? Okay. That's the power of having a pleasure measured business model with irresistible programs that you can charge anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000 per client for. Okay. That's the power of having that working for you. So now you might be thinking to yourself, well, that sounds awesome. Where the hell am I going to find clients who gladly invest $3,000 to $10,000 to hire you within 72 hours without living on social media, without blogging or networking? Right? Because that was exactly the question that I was asking myself when I first learned about this. Okay. So I totally get the question. So let's check in and see. Can you relate to this? Imagine you just ended another picture perfect discovery session that took a wrong turn with "I can't afford it" or "I'd love to, but," right? And then 60 minutes of your time is gone now. 60 minutes of that discovery session completely gone. You can't ever get back, right? And you're frustrated because you've taken every single marketing course, you've taken every turn your nose into yeses sales course out there, but you still can't figure out for the life of you where to consistently find prospects who are ready, willing, and able to invest in your programs. Okay. So I want to share something with you because I know I was there and I was thinking to myself, where the hell will I find these people? Well, let me just share with you that the real question is not a matter of where. Your problem is not where are these clients, because these clients are everywhere. Okay. And I'm going to show you that in just a second. That's not the real question. The real question is, how do you get them to buy from you? So let's go through that right now. First, let's talk about where they already are. So if you're anything like me and you've been, you put the effort in your business, you know how to attract clients, right? You've tried any number of things: blogging, guest posting, article marketing, podcast hosting, Facebook groups, Twitter, Facebook, free challenges, webinars, live streams, direct messages, telesummit guests, YouTube videos, LinkedIn groups, Instagram ads, joint ventures, Facebook ads, networking events, live speaking. Any of these things you've tried it, you've tried it and you haven't gotten the results, or you've gotten some leads, but again, they're not people who are ready, willing, and able to invest in your programs. And I know how frustrating this can be because look at this list. It's exhaustive. I was exhausted even talking about this list. There's so many different ways you can go about attracting clients. So that's not the real question of where to find them. You already know that piece. What you need to know is how to get them to buy from you. That's the big thing. That's the missing link that most people struggle with. So let me share with you why, you've tried all of these things and you've attracted leads, but they're still not converting. They're still not the people who are ready to say yes on the spot. All right. Well, the reason that happens is because not all leads are created equal. Okay. Not all leads are created equal. There's 4 different types of leads out there. There are people who don't even know they have a problem. So they're just kind of like, out there, and they happen to see your offer and maybe they sign up for it, but they don't really know that they have a problem. Okay. Then there are the people who know they have a problem, but it's not bad enough yet. And this is typically the type of people that you're attracting through all of your efforts so far, right? So these are really your tire kickers. They've got a problem, okay, which is why they take that next step, but it's not bad enough for them to want to do something about it. There's a lot of people out in the marketplace who just like to bitch, moan, and complain, but they're not really ready to take the next step for whatever reason. These are not your people, okay? The next category of lead is someone who's actively searching for a solution. So maybe they've already invested in programs before, maybe they're out there reading stuff, doing research and things like that, okay? And then the fourth category are the folks who have a burning problem, like it's, at that next level, it needs to be solved. And they want a solution that works like yesterday. So this means these are people who have tried to solve their problem before. Again, they've probably invested, maybe they're researching, doing reading and things like that. But whatever they're doing is not working, or it's not getting them the results that they really desire. And they want this problem solved now, okay? No more waiting. Those are your people. Actually, the second two categories, the folks who are actively searching for a solution and the people who know they have a burning problem that they want solved yesterday, those are the only two types of leads that you want to be speaking to. Everyone else is going to waste your time. So it's important that you understand that distinction, okay? So how do you get people, how do you get leads to qualify before they even get on the phone with you? Because that's important. That's key to saving yourself a lot of time. Well, the way that you do that is by what I call a qualifying funnel, okay? So I'm going to share with you what a qualifying funnel looks like. Facebook, this is an example of one, a webinar, and happy client. So essentially, you're taking people from Facebook into a webinar, and they become happy clients, okay? Not everyone, but you're going to get a large majority of the people who will come through, who actually sign up for a session with you to become clients, okay? And the first time that I did this the right way, I generated $34,000 in a month, and it was $22,000 in 72 hours, and I didn't use any ad spend, okay? So I really want to share that with you, because a lot of people think that in order to make money, you have to have this massive ad budget and things like that. So I wanted to show you that you can do this without having to use ads. I do recommend ads, but you can do it without using ads. I recommend ads when you want to scale and you want to start making more money consistently, because the organic ways can tend to dry up a little bit, okay? So this is a qualifying funnel that I recommend that my clients use. And because it's worked so well for me, and because I love it, and like I said, it converts really well, I actually just hand my clients my entire funnel. I hand them the funnel, I hand them, the webinar presentation, and all they've got to do is go in and tweak the copy. All they have to do is go into the funnel and tweak the copy as well, so that it matches their offer. And it makes it super, super simple for them to generate the same kind of results that I was getting, okay? So I share that with you because it doesn't have to be difficult in order to, create a qualifying funnel and have clients go through and then be excited to invest in working with you, all right? Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, okay, well, what makes this different? What makes your webinars different than any other webinar out there? Because let's be honest, the whole webinar concept is not new, okay? I've tried webinars in the past before I learned what I'm going to share with you in a moment, and did not get nearly the kind of results that I'm seeing today. You may have tried webinars in the past and the same thing has been your experience, okay? So I get that. I get you're kind of like, well, what makes it different? Well, what makes it different is my process. And I'm going to share that with you in just a second. But first, let's talk about why webinars in general are such a powerful way to pre-qualify people, why they're such a powerful way to actually have people decide before they even get on the phone with you that you're the person that they see as someone who can help them, who has a solution to help them, all right? Whoops. Why they work so well is because there are multiple ways to drive traffic to them. So remember what I said to you before, I did this organically. So I did Facebook posts. I did a series of 3 Facebook posts that invited people to my webinar. And then from the webinar, I invited people to have a session with me, a complimentary session with me, okay? That's how I got those amazing clients. And it's the same thing that my clients do in their businesses as well. So I use Facebook organic post in order to drive traffic. You can also, if you have a list right now, you can also drive traffic. But if you don't have a list, you can use the Facebook post model that I did, all right? You can also use a joint venture list. So maybe you have other colleagues who have clients in their audience, or potential clients for you in their audience, and you can partner up with them and send invitations out to their list and have people join your webinar. You can do, for example, if you're speaking on virtual stages, if you're doing podcast interviews or telesummit interviews, you can drive traffic to your qualifying funnel that way. You can do paid ads on Facebook, and do the same thing and get really high quality leads coming through your qualifying funnel, and then have them show up to have a conversation with you. Now, remember what I said earlier, I had tried ads in the past and I had blown a wad of cash and I wasn't getting the kind of results that I want. Well, what changed is what I'm going to share with you in a moment in terms of my formula. But I also learned how to really understand which ads were working and which ads were not, so that I don't waste the kind of money that I used to. And I still run my own campaigns, but I found a really amazing software that does all the analyzing and optimizing for me. Now I have to supply the amazing copy and I have to supply the images, but then the software takes care of everything else. So it makes it really simple. So even if you don't have a lot of experience with Facebook ads, you can really make amazing money running your own campaigns. And if you think about the fact that, you know, you're not having to post 3 to 5 times a day on Facebook anymore. You're not going to have to live in Facebook groups. You can just create an ad once a week or once a month even. What I typically do is I create an ad once a month and then I monitor it every day for a few minutes a day. And then I just make the adjustments that the software tells me to make. And then I go off and do my thing. The same is possible for you. It doesn't have to be like, you know, an intimidating idea, because I know that Facebook ads are intimidating for a lot of people. Okay. And I actually show my clients the same software that I'm using. So it's a breeze for them as well. Now, another reason why webinars work so well is that you get to sell one to many. So think about how many times you've networked. If you've gone out networking and you can only speak to one person at a time, you've got to move from that one person to the next person to the next person. And each time you do that, your energy may dip. You know what I mean? Because that last person wasn't the right fit, or, you know, you realize that maybe the people in the room are not really your potential clients, all that kind of stuff. It can be taxing. It can feel draining. When you do webinars, you get to, you know, teach and sell to many people at one time. So although you're putting in the effort up front, that webinar can continue to work for you over and over and over again. All right? Over and over and over again. Delivering the same content with the same high energy that you don't have to continue to recreate the wheel. So it's really a rinse and repeat strategy, okay? They're also event-based, which means you have a captive audience. It means that when you set up a webinar, there's a specific time that people need to show up, and there's a specific amount of time that people have carved out to hear your presentation. So this is a captive audience. So these are people whose attention you have for a certain period of time, okay? This is another reason why they work really, really well. You gotta think about the fact that when you're posting on Facebook, for example, especially if you're posting in larger groups, you only have a short window of opportunity for someone to actually see your post, then make the decision to read it before it gets lost in the newsfeed, because those news feeds are so busy, right? And because it's not scheduled. Right? It's just random. So you never know when your ideal client is going to be seeing that post. And a lot of times you're pouring amazing information out into your post and people just don't see them. Okay? They just don't see it because it was the wrong time of the day or whatever it could have been. All right? This way it's different. People have a set amount of time that they're going to come and show up to your presentation, and they're going to consume it. Okay? Another reason why I think webinars work so well and why they've been so profitable for me is that they really position you automatically as an expert. Think about the last time you went to an event and the person who was in the room delivering a presentation. Didn't you automatically give them your attention? Didn't you automatically assume that they knew their stuff? You assume that they were the expert. It's the same way when you're doing a webinar, okay? It's a presentation on a virtual stage, okay? On a virtual stage. So these are some of the reasons why I love webinars as your qualifying funnel, all right? So now let's talk about how do you take a average webinar and make it into one that does the qualifying, that does the pre-selling for you, and that literally annihilates excuses before people even get on the phone with you. So if you want to stop hearing "I can't afford it" or any other excuse before someone gets on the phone with you, the secret is my secret sauce. Okay, that's what we're going to talk about next. And my secret sauce is something that I like to call irresistible influence. This is why my webinars all of a sudden started converting like crazy. And the same reason why they convert as well for my clients. Okay, so you have to understand, in order for you to really get what irresistible influence is and how it changes things, you have to understand that whenever a prospect comes into contact with your marketing, they see you in one of three ways. Okay, they see you in one of three ways, and you really need to understand how to help people see you in the way that they're going to want to buy from you. So the first way that someone can see you when they engage with your marketing is as a peer. Like, you're just another coach, you're just another mentor. Okay, that's not going to be good for you, because if they think you're just another, they're not going to see the value in taking the next step with you. Okay, the second way someone can see you is as an authority, and that's okay. Like, most people try to get themselves into this authority category, right? But what I've noticed is that a lot of people who are in the authority category, they're what I call the likable expert or the likable educator, okay? Because people like their content. People will like it and they'll comment and all that kind of jazz, but they don't take the next step, okay? So maybe they'll put out offers, but then people, it's kind of like crickets when the offers come out. You don't want to be just an authority, okay? What you want to be is this third category. You want to be an authority that people actually want to buy from. I call this the highly paid badass, okay? Because these are the folks who are doing a lot less marketing, a lot less selling, but they're crushing it online, myself included, all right? And the reason that it's happening is because of what I call irresistible influence. This is what makes a funnel become a qualifying funnel that delivers pre-sold prospects with predictability, okay? So I shared with you, how people see you in the marketplace. Let's talk about what irresistible influence actually is, all right? Because there's a couple of components that I use. The first is that you need to have what I like to call a captivating persona, okay? This is something that we create, which is what helps, you build a connection with your potential clients, okay? This is what you do throughout the funnel that really helps them feel like they connect with you, you're relatable, and it really kind of answers that question of why you in the mind of your prospect, okay? That's the first thing that we create together. The second thing we create is fascinating content, right? Now, this is important because you really need to understand how to help your potential clients see their problem in a different light. And you do that through your content, okay? And the reason that I stress that it needs to be fascinating is because you have to bypass the apathy that your people are feeling. So remember when we talked about the different types of leads out there, your leads have likely tried to solve their problem before, okay? They've likely tried to solve the problem before, haven't gotten the results, and although they need the solution like yesterday, there may be a sense of apathy that starts to creep up on them, okay? So your content, when you do it the right way and it's fascinating to them, it creates a sense of intrigue or curiosity, and they start to look at the problem differently, and they start to think, well, maybe it can work for me this time, all right? So that's a second component of irresistible influence. The third component is the psychological triggers. Like, you need to understand what psychological triggers are, because people buy based on emotion and they justify by logic. That I'm sure you've heard before, right? So you need to know how to appeal to the emotional side that compels your people to want to buy from you, okay? You've got to know how to tap into that. And that's what most people don't understand. Like, I will be honest with you, I didn't understand this. I didn't understand, like, I was getting myself into that authority category, but I didn't understand, well, how do I get to that next place where they actually want to buy from me, where they don't just like my stuff, but they actually want to take the next step? So it was really understanding irresistible influence in all three of these components: the captivating persona, the fascinating content, and the psychological triggers, okay? And so why this works so well is because you actually start to sell without selling, all right? So this means no sleaze factor. You're not trying to convince anyone to work with you. You don't have to feel like you're a pushy salesperson or any of that kind of stuff, right? It creates connection with the right clients and it repels the wrong ones. It makes high-paying clients feel compelled to buy from you now. So not someday, maybe never, but right now. It gets them to take action right now, okay? All of this is what you need to do to help a person, handle their own objections before they ever even get on the phone with you, okay? Because by the time they get on the phone, you want people to feel like they know that you are the one for them. If you've ever had someone get on the phone with you and say to you, I knew that I had to work with you no matter the price, you know you're doing it right, okay? That's what people say to me when they get on the phone with me. And that's exactly what you want to experience in your business as well, okay? And the last thing about an irresistible influence and why it works so well is that it literally separates you from everyone else. So you're no longer a commodity. People understand that they can't just, even if you sell, the same type of coaching, or you offer the same type of mentorship that someone else may offer, like on the same topic, people know that they can't just get that from anyone else, okay? It can only come from you. So one of my clients, I showed her this whole process that I just shared with you. We created this whole thing together, the captivating personality, the fascinating content, all that kind of stuff. And what you can see here is what she said is when we first started working together, her business was stagnant, okay? And it was a struggle for her to get clients, and her audience was local and narrow. So she's someone who was mostly offline and was starting to come online and was struggling a bit, okay? Within a month of working with me, she got several clients and her first international coaching client. Within 3 months, she closed her biggest publishing deal, and she added a podcast to her company, okay? So this is what's possible for you when you learn how to use irresistible influence. It can take your business from stagnant to, a business that now has several clients coming in, and you're able to start seeing the biggest income months you've ever seen in your business, okay? That's what was my client's experience, and that's exactly what's possible for you as well, all right? So imagine having peace of mind, knowing that you have a system that delivers pre-sold clients with predictability. Imagine that. How would that feel to you? How would it feel to know that you can decide to take a day off, to decide to take the weekend off, or the week for that matter, and still have clients coming in, still have leads coming in, right? Wanting to talk to you about how they could work with you, okay? Imagine that. Imagine getting on the phone with someone and not having to, hear, I can't afford it, or I need to think about it, or I need to talk to my spouse, right? Having someone say to you, I know I need to work with you no matter the cost. Having someone to say yes on the spot and ask you if you accept full pay. Having someone be willing to give you their credit card right there, no questions. Because they're that excited to work with you, and they're that confident that working with you will change their situation, okay? Imagine that. Because that's the power of understanding, how to do what I just shared with you. That's the power of having a qualifying funnel and also having irresistible influence working for you, okay? So now let's talk about the little known secret that allows my clients to achieve fast and sustainable success. So this is for you if you have tried mindset courses and getting into the vortex, but you're still frustrated with feast or famine, okay? Because this is exactly where I was when I was, trying to figure out how the hell I was going to dig myself out of this massive debt that I was in, It was very frustrating to be there. And so what I had to learn and what I had to adopt is what I call a high earner mindset, or a high earner belief system, okay? That was the thing that changed everything for me. So let me see if you can relate to this. You're secretly wondering if your results are really possible for you. So you hear what I've been able to achieve, you hear what my clients have been able to achieve, but you're still like, I don't know, is this really possible for me, right? Because maybe you've had high income months before, but you haven't been able to repeat them no matter what you did, all right? Or maybe you've tried tapping or EFT. I remember tapping my brains out, and it didn't change anything. Maybe you've taken those money block courses and you've done the energy healing, you've done inner child work, all of those different types of therapies. But deep down, you still know that relentless fraud feeling is chipping away at your confidence. And self-sabotage seems inevitable because you've been here before. You've sabotaged yourself before. You're holding yourself back. You know it, and you don't know how to change it, okay? And so, like I said, what you need, if this is where you're at, what you need is a high earner belief system, okay? Because without this, you will continue to sabotage yourself because your beliefs are incompatible with earning a consistent high income, okay? Nothing that you're going to learn today or anywhere else for that matter is going to change until you adopt this, okay? This is one of the critical reasons why my clients change the way they see themselves and they gain unstoppable confidence at warp speed, even if other programs have failed them before. This right here is the secret. This right here is one of the things that eluded me for years. And this right here, it's unbelievable how quickly you can actually develop this. I have a 7-step process that I take my clients through that helps them develop a high earner belief system super fast, okay? So you don't have to go through the same years of trial and error and struggle and frustration like I did, all right? Now, here's why it's really important to have this working for you. Because when you have a high earner belief system, this is what gets to happen. You annihilate the fear, doubt, and worry that, is a habit that we can tend to develop over 30, 40, or 50 years, right? You learn how to annihilate that so that you can actually trust the process and end feast and famine once and for all, okay? You also get to remove your visibility block so that clients flock to you consistently without guilt, shame, or working yourself into exhaustion. So here's what I mean by this. There are different types of visibility blocks. Some people think that if you have a visibility block, it means that you never show up online and you don't post. That's not true. There are some people who, don't show up online or don't market their business consistently. And there are other people who market all of the time. I've had plenty of clients who, were marketing all of the time, but they were literally invisible to their clients because deep down, they were still afraid to be seen. They were still afraid to be seen. Right? And usually that stems from some residual feelings of guilt, shame, embarrassment, or feeling like a fraud that will have you working really, really hard, exhausting yourself, but still not being able to be seen by your ideal clients, okay? When you have a high earner belief system, you can also trade overwhelm for simple, inspired actions that deliver way bigger results, okay? Now, this was something that took me a long time to really comprehend because I was someone who was brought up with the belief that hard work equals success and that I had to work really, if I wanted to make consistent 30K months, consistent 50K months, I had to work really hard because otherwise I wasn't worthy of it, okay? And I would get myself into situations of overwhelm. And all it did was frustrate the hell out of me and create diminishing results, okay? What I've learned to do since I have adopted this myself, by the way, since I adopted the high earner belief system myself, now it's easy, it's simple, okay? I take simple inspired actions and I make so much more money than I have ever done in the past. And, this actually wasn't something that I saw right away. I actually had someone, a mentor who pointed this out to me. They were like, well, when you make the most money, are you feeling more relaxed? Are you feeling more easy? I'm like, yeah. And that's when it started to dawn on me. And so I had to learn how to create a process so that I could repeat this whenever I wanted to. All right. So the last reason why, and there's many more, but the last one I'm going to share with you today, why having a high earner belief system works so well is because it does allow you to relax. All right. And it allows you to have way more fun in your life and in your business. Because the truth is, the shocking truth is, it is supposed to be easy for you. It's supposed to be easy for you. It's supposed to be easy for you. And I'm saying that over and over again, not because I'm losing my mind, because I really want you to understand it's supposed to be easy. So many people will tell you, just like I said before, hard work equals success. They were raised with the same kind of value system I was raised with. You were probably raised with that value system as well. Okay. And you think it has to be hard because you think, just like I thought, listen, if I'm going to be making this kind of amount of money a month, I for damn sure better be working my ass off for it. And it's not supposed to be. I had a mentor who told me years ago when I first got started, but I didn't listen at the time because my belief system just wouldn't allow what he said to really penetrate. He said that you should be getting paid the most for what comes the easiest for you because that's your natural ability. It's your natural ability. So it's supposed to be easy for you. And so oftentimes what we do is we overlook our natural abilities And we try to make it harder for ourselves to feel like we are then justified to receive the kind of income that we want to receive. And I am here to tell you, it's supposed to be easy for you. Okay. So adopting a high earner belief system really helped me finally take in that wisdom and apply it in my life and stop stressing myself out with so much hard work that was unnecessary. Okay. So now let's talk about what it would be like for you to eradicate the limiting beliefs that have caused you to under-earn for years. Imagine how that would feel. Imagine it. How would it feel to blow the ceiling off your income, right? And be able to take yourself on trips if you wanted to, be able to provide for your family in the way that you desire, send your kids off to college, take care of an aging loved one, buy yourself luxury clothes, not ever have to worry about the price when you go out to a restaurant, right? All of the things that you desire to do right now, right? What would it mean for you to finally be able to do that? You know, one of the reasons I think this is so important was not just because of my journey, because my journey was tough, and I've shared that with you, many times today, but I've seen colleagues of mine, you know, not have this high earner belief system. And I've seen them go up to like 40K months and come all the way back down to 10K months. And they're not able to repeat those high income months. Okay. I've seen it with myself, obviously. I've seen it with, clients before they hired me, and I've seen it with my colleagues. That's why it's so important for you to really understand how to get this belief system for yourself so that you don't continue to go up and down, up and down, up and down. Because nobody wins when you do that. You don't win, your family doesn't win, your clients don't win. Okay? So let's talk about the critical first step that allowed me to triple my income in 30 days. Can you guess? I'm wondering if you could guess what that was. All right. So here it is, the big reveal. I hired a mentor. I hired a mentor. I hired a mentor. Now, here's the thing. I had hired mentors in the past, okay? And many of you on this training have probably hired mentors in the past. Or maybe you have a mentor right now, but you're not getting the results that you want, which is why you're here today. So I hired a mentor, and that changed everything for me. Now, here's the reason why, okay? The reason that it worked for me this time was because I decided that I needed help, okay? I decided that I needed help. And even though I didn't know where the money was going to come from, I just made the decision that I needed to get the right support. Because I had been in other programs before and gotten some value out of them, but I didn't get the result that I wanted. And I just knew that I needed to work with someone one-on-one or in an intimate group that was going to be able to, really help me address the core issues that I was facing. Okay. And so when I hired my mentor, I was able to clarify my vision. I was able to get super clear about a business model that matched the lifestyle that I wanted. I was able to create those irresistible programs that we just talked about. I was able to finally own my brilliance. I got a high level of accountability. And I also worked on my mindset and my strategy. Okay. Now, again, I didn't have the money in the bank when I made this decision, but because I made the decision that I was going to hire someone to help me, the money came. Like, I found the money in order to hire the mentor. And that was the way that I was able to make over $30,000 in my first month after hiring my mentor. I would have never been able to achieve that without my mentor's support. And I want you to think about this for a second, because not only did I make that kind of money, but then I was able to, pay my back mortgage payments and dig myself out of the debt that I was in. It was amazing to me. Okay. And I want you to think, like, when you make a decision, because I really want you to get this, because a lot of people will say, well, I don't understand. You didn't have the money and you didn't have the cash in your credit cards. I didn't. But this just goes to show you the power of making a decision. Because when I made a decision, when I said, this is what I'm doing, that is when the way was revealed to me. And I want to stress this because so many people say, well, I don't have the money, or I can't this, or I can't that. And what they're doing is they're allowing their circumstances to dictate to them what's possible. That's not what I did here. I decided what I was going to do, and my circumstances changed around me. I really want you to get that, because that is power. Okay. That's the kind of power you already have. You've probably just forgotten that you had it. All right. And hiring a mentor, like I said, changed everything because of getting clear on the vision, getting clear on the model, getting clear on my programs, getting the accountability that I needed, all of that kind of support. I would not have been able to achieve the kind of results that I achieved in such a short amount of time had I not had a mentor. All right. So that was a critical first step that I took. Now, let's recap. So we talked today about how to build a business that gives you the fun, freedom, and fulfillment that you crave and adds multiple 5 figures per month to your bank account, okay? We also talked about where to find clients who gladly invest $3,000 to $10,000 to hire you within 72 hours without living on social media, blogging, or networking. You also learned my unique process that annihilates "I can't afford it" and other excuses before prospects even get on the phone with you. And last but not least, we just talked about the little known secret that allows my clients to achieve fast and sustainable success. Okay. So what do you need to win? Okay. You need a pleasure measure business model, just like I shared. You want to have 1 to 3 irresistible programs in that model. Okay. I highly recommend at least 2 to 3. Okay. You also want to have a qualifying funnel that does the pre-selling for you. So it pre-sells the right prospects and it repels those tire kickers. You also need to adopt a high earner belief system so that you can make more money month after month without sabotaging yourself. Okay, so there you see a typo. I apologize for the typo. And then last but not least, you need a mentor to give you the support and guidance so that you can get results faster. Okay, now there are literally 2 kinds of people who will come to a training like this, okay? I've done this multiple times in my business, and there are always 2 types of people that show up. So you have the person on the left, right? This is the first type of person. This is someone who, will come to my training. They're a little bit nervous. They're not getting the results that they want in their business. They're kind of scared. They have, they know that they have an opportunity in front of them, but they're afraid to move forward for one reason or another. Okay. And, these are the kind of people who they're okay. They're cool. And it makes sense. I understand where they are, but they're not my kind of people. All right. And the reason they're not my kind of people is because they get fired up. They'll see this opportunity. They'll say, oh my gosh, this is great. I'm going to take what I learned here today and I'm going to implement it. And then what happens, right? The next day, nothing. Right? Because either they do nothing or they try to do something and they don't get the result and then they give up. And it's sad because everything that they've learned over this last, hour or so, my exact system for attracting clients, how I create a high income without burnout, all of it, it's completely useless to them because then they just go back to their old habits. They just go back to the same fear, the same doubt, the same worry, doing the same things over and over again and not getting a different result. Okay. Because they always have an excuse for why now is not the right time, or why they can't move forward for one reason or another. And that's fine. Like I said before, it's fine. I don't know about you, but I don't really like working with these people because those are the folks who are not going to be successful. All right. The people that I do like to work with are the people like you and I. All right. So someone who's on the right side. So the woman that you see on the right, because you're the kind of person who's going to come to a webinar like this. You're going to hear it. You're going to understand it. And you're going to step up because you know that information alone can't save you, right? And you want to produce and you see an opportunity in front of you. And so you act fast and you get amazing results. So I'm going to ask you, which type of person are you? Okay. Are you the woman on the left or are you the woman on the right? The woman on the left will probably get frustrated and hang up right about now, which is okay. But if you're the woman on the right and you're ready to take massive action in your business, but you're not going to get overwhelmed, okay? We don't do overwhelm in my camp. You're ready to take action and do some really cool stuff that you're going to like, stuff that's going to feel authentic to you, and it's going to change your life and business for the better. If that's you, then I'm inviting you to a no-cost, 6-figure with ease breakthrough session, okay? Because what we're going to do is figure out what's been holding you back. All right. This is how you're going to be able to clarify your vision, We're going to identify what's working and what's not working. And we're going to create a simple plan for you to achieve your goals without burnout. Okay? And then if it's a fit, we can talk about what it would look like working together. All right? So that's my offer to you today, because I really think that, with getting the right kind of guidance and support, there's no reason why you can't start to see the 10K, the 20K, the 30K, the whatever K months that you want to see in your business. All right? Now, it's important that you know that I only have a few of these spots available. Okay? I only have a limited number of them available. So I need for you to know that it's not going to be for everyone. All right? It's going to be for you if you're a coach, if you're a consultant, if you're a healer or a professional service provider, and you offer real value and you want to attract yes on the spot clients without burning yourself out. It's also for you if you're ready to stop settling and start demanding more for and of yourself. All right? It's for you if you're willing to do the internal and external work that's going to be required for you to be, do, or have whatever you desire. And it's also for you if you're do or die when it comes to building a 6 or multi-6-figure business that is authentic to the bone. All right. So this is a business that is all you. All right. And you want to do that quickly. So you want to do it within the next 3 to 12 months. All right. If that's you, I invite you to go to DesireeStafford.com/session to get yourself signed up. Now, here's the truth. Okay. I am nothing special. I make great money in my business, but it's not because I'm smarter or better than you. All right. As you know, I've spent years, years of trial and error, okay, trying to figure out how to make my business work. And now I have a really simple system that makes it super simple, super easy, okay? And, you can either decide to have me help you implement my system into your business and make it so much easier for you. Or you could decide to do it the hard way. You could decide to go it alone and try to figure it all out and try to understand everything that I taught you. Try to figure out the elements of irresistible influence. Try to figure out how to, put your programs together and how to charge and feel confident charging and delivering at the 3 to 10K level. You can certainly do all of that by yourself. Okay. Or you can let me help you just plug everything in and get amazing results. Okay. That's why I strongly recommend that you sign up for a no-cost breakthrough session now, all right? Because if you want it to be simple for you, if you want life and business to finally go in your direction consistently, then this is an opportunity for you, all right? So if that's you, again, I would invite you to go and sign up for one of the limited sessions at DesireeStafford.com/session. Cool? All right, so it's been my absolute pleasure to be here and serve you today. I hope you got amazing value out of what I shared. And until we speak again, I hope you're up to big, bold things in your life and in your business. Take care.